Welcome back, everyone. You're watching the Today Show, and I'm here with my boss, my big man, my guy that guides and directs me, Mr. Jay Stoyan, founder of the TDC channel. And our first guest, Kimmy Modiri, is going to sit in with us as we talk to Mr. Jeff Jones. So over to you, Jay, to introduce Jeff to us.
Well, thanks, Laurie. Yeah, on the show today, we have a very famous Canadian legend musician, a bass player. We have on Jeff-Jones. Now, I've known Jeff for probably about 15 years. How you doing, Jeff?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
This is great. Now, Jeff was back on my show at that channel. Do you remember that, Jeff? Probably at Bay in Dundas. What was that, like 10, 15 years ago, maybe upstairs?
Oh, maybe 18.
18, wow. Yeah. Before we get into your illustrious career, do you remember who you were with during that? Were you with Paul DeLong during that time? Do you remember? Or Sil Simone?
No. I think, well, I mean, I was definitely with Tom Cochrane and with Burton Cummings for the last 20 plus years.
So you were playing with them. I wonder I can't remember who you came to the studio with, because you performed in our studio. And it wasn't with Burton or Tom. I know that.
No. So, yeah, what did we do?
I
think I had a record out then, and I came and just whipped off a number there.
Speaking about a record, now I did check out Velvet Sky. Congratulations. That's wonderful, Jeff. Wow. So let's tell our viewers about Jeff's career. So Jeff goes back he's a founder member of Ocean. Now, people would remember that band, but they'll sure remember this song, Put Your Hand in Your Hand. Like, that's a classic song, Jeff. Like, wow. So, original member of Ocean, Red Rider, and Tom Cochrane. And my brother, I talked to my brother this morning. He's a big Rush fan. So he's asking me about, Jeff, he was a member. Like, ask him when he was a member. Like, was it before what was that song? Midnight, 8 o'clock. What's that song like with the first drummer on it? After midnight.
Yeah, but when so it was before Rush was recording.
Before Rush was recording.
Yeah.
You were the bass. You were the bass player.
Yeah, we were kids in high school. Me and Alex and John Rutsey, the original drummer before Neil Peart, and So I mean, people like to say Rush, and they like everything about Rush, so they kind of make a little more of it than it really was.
But still.
Alex.
So did you and Alex kind of go to school?
No, but we met through people at our respective schools, and they said, you guys should try playing together, because we were playing, we were covering Hendrix and Cream and blues stuff. Yeah.
Was that now that was after Ocean or prior to Ocean?
This is prior.
Prior to
14, 15.
Prior to wow.
Ocean at 16.
Tell us about the Ocean experience now.
Oh, okay. I was a young kid that was lucky enough to get involved with some older musicians, older to me. They were 23, 24, 25 when I was 16, 17. And we put out this song that no one really knew that was going to happen. The idea was we were going to get a little better price on our high school gigs around Southern Ontario. And the next thing you know, it's a worldwide sensation and 3 million units. Yeah.
What and how old were you when this song was when it hit?
17.
So what was going on with your family, like your parents, like and your friends? Like, what were you thinking? Like, what is happening here? Like, where did you go? Where did you go? Like in the atmosphere from that song, sort of thing.
Well, my dad was a professional musician. He was a very accomplished jazz pianist, and he always tried to dissuade me from being in the music business. He never taught me anything except for to be respectful, of course. But he never taught me any music. And he sort of said, but there was always music around. There were, Oscar Peterson would come to our house for dinner.
Wow, really?
Yeah. He was connected with all, the great jazz musicians of the time. He was the only jazz musician in the city of Chicago that I ever heard of that never smoked a cigarette, never drank a drink, and never had a drug.
Wow. Very nice. Now tell our viewers what the song was. The name of the song.
Oh, put your hand in the hand.
Like
Put
that's
your
a
hand in the hand of the man who still the water. That's the one.
Keep going. That would
Well,
be great.
Anne Murray sang that too. That a lot of people have recorded that.
We scooped her.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, she hated us because she had recorded it on an album, and her record company told her, I don't think it's a single. And our record company said, take a listen to this song by Anne Murray and just cover it in your own way and see what you think. And we just did, and as it went up the chart, and she was pretty angry because the only hit she had at that point was Snowbird.
Oh, yes.
See, this is baseball, inside baseball talk that people just love to hear. Like it's just crazy. Okay, so now take us through the Ocean concept. Like, where are you going after Ocean now?
So then,
You're okay. You're here.
Am I okay?
Oh yeah, you're okay. Yeah, you're okay.
Just trying to get rid. There we go.
Yeah, you're okay.
My computer was crazy. So after that, I ended up actually the day that we folded Ocean, Ronnie Hawkins called me in my hotel room. I don't know how he knew that we had decided to pack it in.
Hold on. Ronnie Hawkins knows everybody. Like, oh my goodness. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. And, and I already knew him a little bit because there was a time when Ocean would play at the Friars Tavern in Toronto, and Ronnie Hawkins would play upstairs at the Nickelodeon pub, and my dad would play downstairs in the piano bar.
Wow.
So we had the experience of running up and down the stairs, and, he took me to meet Ian Tyson and all this kind of stuff. It was really
exciting.
Fun
yeah.
So I knew him a little, but the day that we decided to pack it in with Ocean, the phone rings and he said, well, Jeff, young Jeff, you always call me young Jeff. Would you like to, you play with me in my band? He said, I can't afford to pay you much, but you're going to get more than Frank. He said, you'll get more than Frank Sinatra. Just like he told Robbie Robertson.
That's great. Now, did you go play with him?
So I played with him for a year. Jack DeKaiser was one of the guitar players.
Wow.
And King Biscuit Boy was in the band. And it was a year of rollicking fun.
So was that like, compare that like to the band era? Was that the same type of era with it when he got Robbie Robertson and all those guys, or prior or after?
They had left about 5 years before.
Okay.
5 years or more.
Okay.
They had moved on.
Okay. So then take us through the Ronnie, which, by the way, he was very nice to me too. Sil actually introduced me to Sil and Chris Partland. They introduced me to Ronnie. And Ronnie didn't know me from Adam, and he was so kind and generous and nice to me. It's so sad that he passed away, but I'll always remember how nice he was to. He doesn't even know who I am.
Yeah.
Right. So I got to give a big props to Ronnie.
Big props to him. Yeah, he was the first person that I came off stage when I won a Juno in '91 or '92.
Oh, wow.
And Infidels. And when I came off the stage, I saw two people, Bryan Adams, who just said, congratulations, man, that's great.
Wow.
And Ronnie Hawkins, who said, son, big time, just around the corner, like they told me in '62.
So that's kind of like a slap on the back and an applaud on the back. Like, you think you're going somewhere, but it's going to take you another 15 years.
Yeah.
Well, that's a friend of mine in a movie, in a television show. I'm gonna bring Kimmy in to ask a question, but before I do that, the producer told me, Jay, you're going to be a 15-year overnight success.
Right.
Oh,
right.
no, it takes 30 years.
Yeah. So why don't we bring Kimmy in? Kimmy is from NYU. She's a film and television student, but I'm sure she's been listening. So, Kimmy, if you have a question for Jeff, anything that you want to ask him, maybe something relative to the entertainment business, please go ahead.
Yeah, I was just wondering, how did you know that, like, music was the right choice to, like, further your career in?
Oh, well, I mean, it was natural for me because of all the music that I heard. And then when I started to pick up instruments, like I played flute in school, and then someone gave me a baritone ukulele, and I tuned it like a bass and started picking out these lines. But I found it fairly easy to pick up by ear. And so, you know, it was, I never thought that it was going to be a career. And my father always tried to dissuade me from that. But once I started doing it, and then I had initial success, then that is like honey, you know, that is like, it gets you, you start to realize that you can. And that with a little bit of more work, I got away with the first few years of not really having worked that hard to have that kind of success. You know, I practiced my scales, don't get me wrong. That's what got me in with older people. I could perform on the instrument, I could sing. But what kept me in was the realization that, well, maybe I could make a living at this. Maybe I can have another success. So I've been a one-hit wonder many times now.
That's great. That's great. Thank you, Kimmy. So let's talk a little bit, because I want to talk obviously about the Carpet Frogs, right? Like that's the band that you're playing with now. Let's talk about them. So tell us about the Carpet Frogs, then I'll go back to Burton and then Red Ryder and Tom Cochran. So tell us about what you got going on right now with the Carpet Frogs, Jeff.
Oh, we're just we're doing spot duty, and we're getting ready for some summer shows with Burton and a big fall run in the U.S. with Burton. And so the last 6 months, neither Burton nor Tom have done many live shows, and so that's what gave me the opportunity and the time to do some of my own stuff. But those have been my staples, those two gentlemen, and I'm so blessed to be able to have worked with great songwriters like that, so that now when I sit down to write music, I know the things that work and I know the things that don't, and they don't have to be. I don't try to be like them because I have my own personality and my own ideas, but there's certain things about the way that the greats go about writing a song that I've had privy to insight.
I'm sure you have. Now I see on your schedule that you guys are in Toronto on June 15th, perhaps?
Yeah, that's the annual Carpet Frog boat cruise in Toronto Harbor.
Yeah, that's just you guys. That's not Burton, right? That's just the band, right?
Yeah.
So tell us now. I want to tell our viewers that Sam, which is I guess your guys' manager, was very nice to invite me up to the show up at Wasaga Beach. A couple months, maybe a month and a half ago.
Yes.
Sold out show at a brand new venue. We were backstage with Burton, super nice to us. We met him, talked to him a little bit. Hopefully we're going to be doing some things in the future right now. We're just sort of ironing out some details behind the scenes, but that experience was great. Tell us what it's, so you're sort of like you got your own band, so Carpet Frogs, but right. You're a hired gun for Burton when he goes on tour. You guys are the backup band for Burton, and Nick's an amazing singer, by the way.
Yeah, he covers a lot of territory.
Oh, he's a great singer. Now, do you also do the same thing with Tom? If he goes on tour, will he give you a call and you'll go out with him sometimes, or?
Yeah. I mean, Tom and I go back to 1979, so wow. For some reason, we can't seem to shake each other.
So were you on all his albums? Were you on all of Tom's albums, like from Red Rider right out to Life is a Highway kind of deal, or no?
Only the first 4 albums when it was just called Red Rider.
Red Rider.
And then I was not for the Life is a Highway period of time. And then in 2002, we teamed up again, and it's been ever since. How many years is that?
Wow, that's a long time. That's great.
Years.
Now, did you ever work with Syl or no?
No, Syl was with Tom when I wasn't.
Okay.
But I know Syl, and I've done a couple of side things with him, and oh god,
he's a great guy.
Fun,
he's a really nice guy.
Very talented.
Were you on Lunatic Fringe?
Yes, I was.
Wow, classic. Why don't we do this? Why don't we spend the last couple of moments on your new single, Velvet Sky? Maybe Dr. Laurie or Kim can ask a question, but why don't you tell us about Velvet Sky and your solo career, Jeff, a little bit, please?
Okay, thank you. I enjoy talking about the history,
of course.
But it's really for me, it's really refreshing in recent times to be able to kind of step into the world of being creative, not just recreating the old stuff, which we honor.
Yep.
But I went to.
That's okay. You're good.
Latvia.
Yeah. That's your badge. Yeah.
To the NATO base in Latvia with
nice.
The frogs, and we were entertaining troops there. And spending a couple of days hanging out, having lunch and dinner, basically embedded with the NATO.
Wow.
And oh my goodness, it had an effect on me and my view of the world, because we were sitting 200 kilometers from the Russian border after they had invaded Crimea.
Wow.
Starting to beef up the Latvian portion of NATO and Estonia and Lithuania, because the fear was now they're going to just go around and try to take over other countries, like we're seeing in Ukraine now.
Yeah.
So anyway, it affected me in a profound way, and I started thinking about things, and it just taken this long to this song really means a lot to me, and in regards to yesterday's events from 80 years ago.
Yes.
So I try to not make it. I don't like to tie to any particular movement, but I do honor not only our veterans but anyone that serves their country. It's so amazing to me. And so this song really is
wow.
Takes and the fear that you would have if you're a young person being in a strange land and not sure what the outcome. Sure, you're training, you're using the equipment, you're hoping that you're not going to end up having to battle, but that possibility exists. And so I internalized that feeling. And so there's a lot of emotion in this song.
That's so insightful. Thank you for sharing that, because I don't know if you're aware, but our platform is all about supporting veterans through our employment programs and media. Absolutely. So that's what we do along with my song. So I'm really excited. So this song has a little bit of a connection, you feel, to the veteran community.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow. See what music does. Music. And I say that because a lot of the veterans that we have on the show, they say without music in their lives, because they're all amateur musicians, or some are professional, but they all pick it up and they say, without the guitar in my hand or whatever, I don't know if I'd be here. Yeah. So I really thank you for sharing that, Jeff. And I'd really like to further involve you with information updates and maybe involvement when it comes to veterans. I think that would be fabulous.
Without a problem.
That's great. Laurie, why don't you ask a question, and Kimmy, and then we'll wrap the show if that's okay.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Jeff, it's a real pleasure to have met you. I'm from Nova Scotia, so I'm Anne Murray country, you see.
Okay.
I live in Alberta right now, but originally from Nova Scotia, and of course, she has a big museum in Spring Hill and all that kind of good stuff.
Right.
But we're probably of the same vintage, and so all of the bands and the music you're talking about has rung a beautiful memory bell for me today. So thank you, and I love music too. I don't play an instrument, but music has always been a big part of my life, and dancing. And thank you so much for being here today. And what an honor to meet you. And I don't really have a question. Just my feedback.
Kimmy, do you have anything last minute to say before I wrap the show?
No, just tune in. We're on.
Kimmy,
Kimmy, excuse me. I'm sorry.
When do you think that you write your best music? Like, do you feel like it's like you're going through something and you want to express yourself, or when you've like processed your emotions and you're like, this is what I want to write?
Yeah, it really it helps when it's a bit raw, and so you're actually feeling it in the moment, and you jot down a few ideas for me, and then I have to ruminate with it, stay with it for a while before I can get particular about the form that it's going to take. But I look at, a lot of music that's made today is made by committee, and we co-write, but we don't. I'm not going into a room with 4 or 5 or 6 people that I don't know, and we're every day of the week pumping out 4 ideas and then picking the best ones. I am from the belief that if you listen to Gordon Lightfoot's music, his songs come from a place of inspiration. You can tell that he's thinking about an emotion and an inspiration. So I look for that. And sometimes it's hard because everything's moving quickly. And but I find that when it does settle down, when I come off the road for a bit, it's hard for me to do it when I'm busy. But when I slow down for 15 minutes, then I can sort of digest what I'm feeling. And so I'm working on a new song with a female writer named Brooke Paulson, and she's a fantastic young woman who I worked on a song of hers for a film. And basically, we took an experience that occurred with my daughter, who's 23, and this and Brooke really related to that experience. It's sort of one of those experiences, like Jay was speaking of earlier, where you have to have thick skin, and where my daughter came into a situation, and people hadn't been that kind to her, and she had to go in and overcome. And then when she did a performance, she's a dancer, an actor, but this was a dance performance, and knocked it out of the park, and it changed the narrative about who she was for people that were detractors previously. But you have to kind of go through that. And anyway, that it immediately, because we've all gone through it, so immediately started writing down how I felt, how I know she felt when she walked into that.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that, Jeff. So before we let you go, and I do want to offer with our Wild Child Records / TDC Media, we would love to come out on location and cover you guys and maybe do a green room interview and give you guys, all the positivity and awareness and showcase the wonderful music you guys are doing when you're in Toronto. So keep that open. And if people want to find out more about Velvet Sky or about Jeff Jones, where could they go, Jeff? Jeff-Jones.com
is the first place, the website. And there's about to be a YouTube thing set up, and the song is available, of course, on Spotify, Apple Music, all of those. And there are more to come. So there are a few already lined up in the can, and we're in process till the end of this year to have a complete selection.
Now I wonder. Now the song is already Velvet Sky is already out, right? It's already released, right?
Just the past.
So
week.
I'm wondering, during our last commercial break in our edited version, would it be okay to put maybe 30 seconds of the song into the show?
You can put as much of the song as you care.
I think I'm going to get my editor to do that, because then I want to send you the link, right? Because I want Mr. Cummings and Mr. Cochran and all the rest of the guys to know how valuable you are to their team.
Oh, I think they have an idea, but it's always a nudge.
Yeah, that's great, Jeff. We really appreciate being on today. We're going to get you back, because like you said, you have more singles coming out, so we'll be seeing you over the summertime. Laurie, why don't you take us out, and we'll come back and wrap the show.
Take us out, and we'll come back and wrap the show?
Yeah, for a quick break.
Yeah.
There we go. We'll be right back.
Okay. Welcome back, everyone. You've been watching the Today Show here on this beautiful Friday with our special guests, Kimmy Modiri and Jeff Jones.
Yes, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Again, you can watch us on your home TV across the United States, our Facebook page live Monday to Friday at 11 a.m. every day. Be a guest. And you know what? You receive a gift prize. So check us out. We have a fundraiser coming up on October 12th. We have a lot of stuff going on with veterans. Enroll in our employment programs for persons with disabilities and veterans. And we'll see you next time on the Today Show. I'm Jay Stoyan and Dr. Laurie Davis.
Bye for now.
Politics get in the way. Freedom is the price I pay. I'll be long gone. On a distant mountain top, neither side is willing to stop. I'll be long gone. Held hostage to wishful thinking, mama, yeah. Bullets travel in a straight line. Nothing can change this heart of mine. Don't think I'll survive beneath the velvet sky. Ooh, know that I'm out here for a reason, yeah. Hard to understand just why. Everything I have today, out here on the barren plain, trying to move on. Outside of the line, I swear, the road used to be right there. Now it's all